Welcome to Say Yes to Chocolate, the podcast where better is the goal, not perfect.
We're your hosts, Dr. Becky and Sarah B, bringing you simple, science-backed wellness with a side of real life and a sprinkle of chocolate love, because balance should taste like joy.
If you're ready to simplify your health and thrive in your 40s, 50s, and beyond, you're in the right place. Let's do this.
Welcome to Say Yes to Chocolate, the podcast where we keep wellness simple, sustainable, and just a teeny tiny sweet. I'm Dr. Becky.
I'm Sarah B. And today's episode is going to be just a little bit different. We're actually going to be starting to talk about our holiday favorites. And it's the official kickoff of our holiday wellness guide.
I love a holiday wellness guide, so I'm super excited about this episode.
Yes, me too. The holidays are just so fun and glorious too, aren't they? Yes.
And hopefully this episode is one that you're going to want to share with your partner or family or generate some really cool, unique ideas to make your holiday shopping or birthday, whatever, or just up-leveling your own wellness in your own life just a little bit easier.
Yes. So this is our version of Oprah's favorite things, only with more magnesium and less handbags.
I love that so much.
Yes.
All right.
These things are things that are not going to just clutter your closet. These are actually going to be sustainable things that are going to help you feel better and healthier throughout the holiday season and also all winter long.
Yeah, because between the travel, the stress, sugar, let's be for real.
Yes.
Sleep changes, everything that comes along with the holidays and just the season in general, your body can use a little extra love this season.
Yes, it can. Before we dive into the list, let's just acknowledge the season. It is so much fun. There's so much that you get to do and we get to experience, and it's amazing, but it's busy and it's stressful. There's a lot of pressure. There's the family, the food, the shopping, the school concerts. A lot of people also do have some stuff that triggers during the holiday season.
Yeah,
so
sure.
We do know it's not all twinkle lights and sunshine.
Yeah. And when your schedule gets hectic and there's added stress and sleep becomes compromised, all of that can really start to take its toll on your overall strength of your body and the ability for your immune system to respond when you are exposed to various different flu bugs and all kinds of little bacteria and viruses that are out there that tend to want to take advantage of this time of year. The things that we're going to be talking about are things that we've vetted in our life that have an absolute impact on your overall wellness, keeping you feeling great, but also helping you to keep your immune system strong and balanced.
So think of this episode as your wellness wish list for you, your family, or that friend who is hard to buy for, but good health is a priority. And she loves a good health gadget.
So Sarah, let's start with one of our favorites, probably one of the things that's made the biggest impact, especially the last handful of years with the Wellness Center, and that would be the PEMF mat. And if you're not familiar with what that is, it's called a pulsed electromagnetic field therapy mat. That's a really big mouthful, but yes. PEMF for short. It mimics the Earth's magnetic field and has all kinds of healing and therapeutic properties.
I think we both underestimated actually how much we'd love to do the PEMF mat and the full body recharge it gives us. In fact, I know the first time I did it, I was like, what is happening? I don't even know why I'm laying on here. But then the stress relief started coming. I just felt more energized. My sleep was better. Sore muscles went away. My joint aches were less. And it just really helped ground me and helped, what we're going to talk about in a few episodes, it really helped to kind of reduce my stress as well.
Yeah, for sure. So the particular PEMF mat, there's a lot of them on the market.
Yes,
there's some that work, there's some that don't. The wavelengths and things like that the PEMF utilizes is really important because it has to be a wavelength that actually reaches your cells and your cells can interpret. So our favorite PEMF mat covers all of those bases. The science is real. The technology and this particular PEMF mat was developed by NASA, but this mat also incorporates crystals and magnetic therapy and infrared heat, which just amplifies the therapeutic benefits for PEMF. Yep. So, you know me, I like a good kind of nerdy science deep dive.
Yes,
so.
and I love myself some infrared heat. So
yes. I'm going to explain how PEMF works because I think a lot of people wonder if this is woo-woo or...
And what is it actually doing and does it actually work? Because until you actually experience it, what is it actually doing?
What's it doing? So like I had just already mentioned, PEMF mimics the Earth's magnetic field. And if you're not aware, the Earth's magnetic field, or grounding is another word for that. That's a word that's being really popular on social media going around right now, has so many health benefits for the body. Our cells on a cellular level our body actually responds to grounding or the Earth's magnetic field by increasing the positive and negative charge in our cell walls. So the more polarity there is in your cell wall, meaning the bigger positive and negative charge there is, the easier it is to bring nutrients into the cell and for your cells to expel toxins and waste products out, if that makes sense. So when you expose yourself to the Earth's magnetic field, you can do that just simply by being outside and being grounded. But that means that you need to be barefoot. Like your body actually needs to be in contact with the earth.
And like grass, not concrete. It has to be dirt, sand. It has to be actual earth.
Actual earth.
Yes.
And it also needs to not be through the rubber on your shoes. So you need to be barefoot. You need to be in the grass, on the sand, in the dirt. It can be really difficult to do that on a consistent enough basis to get the health and healing benefits out of that, but especially in the winter, like I'm talking about right now. So there are PEMF mats that have been developed that mimic this therapeutic ability. And it was actually developed by NASA because when our astronauts leave our atmosphere and our magnetic field, they get really sick. They're no longer weighted, or they're weightless. And so circulation also takes its toll because the muscles can't contract, creating like that pumping that needs to happen, but we lose the polarity in our cells. So they have a really hard time absorbing nutrients and a really hard time eliminating toxicity. So NASA actually developed the PMF therapy for our astronauts up in space. When you continue that, when you come down on Earth, you actually amplify your body's healing and therapeutic benefits down here. So all that to say, when you're able to absorb nutrients and expel toxicity, that translates to improved circulation, better brain health, you're more energized, you're more focused, you have better memory, your mood improves. Your ability to sleep improves. But the other thing that happens is the body is able to process inflammation better. So almost all chronic disease and all pain syndromes are inflammation at the foundation. So when you're able to reduce inflammation, back and joint pain improves, the body's ability to heal from trauma and from injuries, old or new, is better.
It's better. Yeah.
There really isn't a system in the body that isn't benefited from PMF therapy. And literally 15, 20 minutes a day on a PMF mat, or even just a few times a week, and you're going to see improvements in your overall health.
Yes. My husband's aunt actually noticed her anxiety decreased after using PMF therapy. So that's the other thing. We know going into the season, stress is higher. So even if that benefit is just helping to reduce that anxiety and to be able to cope, it's huge.
Huge.
So this really is a tool that feels luxurious, but it's actually very therapeutic.
It's very therapeutic, and it is so incredibly worth it. The other thing about PMF therapy that is a little bit fascinating, animals run on instinct. The vast majority of their day is nothing but instinct. And animals, I know my dog Mac, my golden retriever, we have 2 cats in the house as well. They're attracted as soon as we turn that thing on. They go over because they know that it's the earth and they want a piece of it. They can sense it.
Don't they use PMF therapy with horses too? They do. Like racing horses for recovery. Yeah.
It's pretty fascinating. That is tool number 1. Check the show notes for a link to our favorite. We can also go to drbeckyonline.com/favorites to check it out.
This really is the ultimate self-care meets science gift.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great for your nerdy friends.
Yes, for sure. Or if they're not nerdy, you can show them this
them
episode
nerdy.
and they can become nerdy.
Yes, we like that too. Next up, we're going to talk about red light therapy. I think red light therapy is amazing. We both love it. We use it very often. We use the higher dose red light mask and we love it. But let's talk about why we love it and what's the science behind red light therapy.
What's up with this red light therapy business? So red light therapy is, if you think about the sun, again, we're just going to go back to nature because that's really where all healing happens. But the sun, again, has kind of been demonized, I would say probably in the last decade or 2. And while the sun definitely has dangers, we don't want to be getting sunburned, skin cancer is a real thing, the sun also has incredibly healing properties to it. And if you eliminate the sun from your life, you eliminate a lot of the body's own healing capacity. We actually talked about morning sunlight in an episode a few weeks ago, so go check that out because morning sunlight actually helps on so many levels reset the daily cycle for your body to be able to produce hormones. With that caveat, and having said that about the sunlight, red light therapy is one of the wavelengths on the spectrum of sunlight. So the sun has a whole spectrum of light waves. We have blue light all the way through orange, yellow, and then to red. And red light therapy is kind of all of the goodness of the sun without any of the damaging UV on the other end of the spectrum of sunlight. So we're able to channel that. Therapeutic benefits.
That's awesome.
It is. It's phenomenal.
Yes. So really it's going to help with reducing joint soreness. I've definitely used it when my neck hurts to reduce that inflammation. It's going to boost this collagen in your skin. My husband will also use it on his hands after a long day on the farm just to help, or if he gets stung by a bee, because it does really help bring that healing into the body.
And the way it does that, the red light spectrum, whether it's red light, near infrared, or far infrared, they're all on the spectrum. So the PEMF that we just talked about has infrared heat, again, along the same lines. But the way it does that is red light stimulates regeneration in your cells. So it accelerates the body's ability to turn over new cell growth. It's great for vanity. It's great for your skin, for acne. If you have a teenager, it's also great for that. Or if you are in that perimenopausal, premenopausal, menopausal, and all of a sudden you're getting face breakouts again. But it's also great for age spots. Aside from that, it also is great to help reduce inflammation, which is just what you said. Yeah. So for people who suffer from arthritis, old injuries, scar tissue, or if you did just sprain something.
Yeah. And we like the higher dose mask for a few reasons.
Yeah.
One, it's portable, so you can put it on your face and walk around with it, but it's also flexible because it's made out of silicone, which means you can wrap it around your knees if they're aching, or an ankle, or your low back, because you can place it on your body
wherever you want.
And
it's 100% portable. You can literally wrap it around, and so then you're also not stuck, sitting in front of a panel. And then the higher dose red light mat, just like the PEMF mat, there are knockoffs out there, but the nanometer, it's called NM, has to be in a certain range to get the actual therapeutic. So it's not just a matter of that it's a red light shining in your face. We actually have to have the therapeutic range to get the benefits out of it.
So whether you're looking for glowing skin or stronger joints, really that red light therapy mask is really going to be it does both.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so number 3, not nearly as flashy, not nearly as exciting, but just as important, especially coming into this season, and that is an air purifier.
Yeah. So this is one of those behind the scenes wellness tools that makes a huge difference, especially in the winter months when the house is closed up.
Yes. And we have nothing but furnace air.
Right. Furnace air. Yeah. And we both live in the country. Yep. And there's just always a lot of dust.
So we have a whole house air purifier. Yep. And we
have one in our bedroom. Yeah. So we keep a portable one in the bedroom, and then I keep a lot of plants downstairs.
Yeah, your air purifiers for your house are your plants, that's totally legit.
So we could do a combination, but
yes. Yeah. So let's just talk about the reasons why. Yep. I went with a whole house air purifier. Our house is relatively large, but it's a really big open concept, both upstairs and downstairs. We have individual bedrooms, but otherwise we've got a big hallway in our upstairs. Because of that, on both the main floor and our upstairs where our bedrooms are at, it just made more sense for us to have the whole house versus individual air purifiers in each room.
And my house is square and old and has this individual room, so doing it per room actually made more sense for us. We usually just keep the one in our bedroom going all the time, and also it's about the filter. It's about every 6 months we change it out. Yeah. But I've noticed our sleep is better. I always have allergies. My allergies have not triggered at all, even this fall with all the dust and harvest going on. Yeah. And also it just feels like the air in the room is cleaner.
When research has proven that the air inside your home is significantly more toxic and has more allergens and viruses and bacteria than outside air. And so in the wintertime in particular, when the whole house is closed up and you have a furnace that's recycling all of that air, an air purifier can make a huge difference. And I know for us, my husband has horrible seasonal allergies, so we have our air purifier that goes year round, mainly because we do live in the country, so we are around the crop sprays and all that stuff, but it has almost completely eliminated his indoor allergies in the spring and the fall, which has made a huge difference.
Which is huge. And the one I ended up getting too is because my sister had got one. They lived up closer in northern Minnesota during the wildfires, and it was so smoky. It was smoky actually in their house. And within an hour, the air purifier actually had their house air completely cleaned. Yeah. So it went from that high level of unsafe to being clear.
Well, it's crazy because I'm sure your air purifier is the same way, but ours, so it's really crazy because my girls think it's kind of cool because if they spray hairspray or they're doing their hair, getting ready for the day, or their dad burns something, which happens on a fairly regular basis, or even just anything. I mean, in all honesty, you guys, even if we spray air freshener or light a candle, our air purifier will kick on and it sounds like a little jet engine.
It will.
Because it's like, whoa, this is the toxic air. So it's been kind of cool to watch that happen, but it also has been really eye-opening as far as what
toxin are we actually using too that you don't even think about or realize. So
that is tool number 3 and can make a huge difference.
Yeah, so it's a gift that keeps giving all season long, right? Like it's something you can give once and you're going to get all your benefit out of it.
For sure. And the next one also is the gift that keeps on giving. And again,
it's
isn't overly sexy.
No, it's not.
But just as important.
And it's a really good humidifier.
That dry winter air can absolutely wreak havoc on your skin, your sinuses, your sleep, all of the above.
Yes. In the winter, it is just awful when it's so dry. Humidifier is really going to help us keep our air around that 40 to 50%. It's going to help protect our respiratory tract. It's your first line of defense.
It is, because when your skin dries out, first of all, your first line of defense is any area that enters the body, meaning eyes, nose, mouth, even ears. But then anything where there's a crack on your skin or anything like that also allows things to enter the body that shouldn't be entering or that the body can have a hard time fighting off. So humidifying and keeping your sinuses and your mouth and your eyes and everything moist to preventing those cracks can go a long ways towards keeping you healthy.
And if your humidifier allows you to, some do, some don't, but even adding just a little bit of essential oil like eucalyptus or lavender, peppermint, it also will turn your bedroom into like kind of a mini spa as well, right? So you get that nice feel good smell that's healthy for you along with a good air.
Well, and those essential oils, especially if they're pure, and you need to make sure they're pure.
Yes.
Your air purifier will tell you if they're
not. That's true.
But those essential oils also have their own healing and therapeutic properties as well.
Yep.
We have, again, just because of the way our house is set up, we have a whole home humidifier on our furnace that's connected to our water supply. So our house is always kept at about 40 to 50%. But in the dead of winter, especially those really cold months like January, February, when the furnace is really cranking out that dry air, we actually will bump that up to be more along the lines of about 60. And we find it's got sweet spot because we want it right at that place where we start to get just a tiny bit of condensation on the windows, but without moisture running down the windows. But that makes a huge difference in the body's ability to fight things off. It's just that nice, beautiful, humid air.
And we did not on our furnace, but we keep one in our bedroom, and then we have a plug-in one that we keep on our main level to keep the humidity up throughout the whole house as well. So
when my girls were little in their bedrooms, we always had the individual humidifiers too, and it went a long ways towards keeping them healthy. Everyone else has got the sniffles and the icky nose and all that stuff, and the girls were usually pretty stable.
I'm actually very dramatic in the winter. If it's a sleeper, I don't sleep well if I don't have my own humidifier in our house in my bedroom. So yes, that's a thing in our world. I need to have dark and moist air, it appears. So
get yourself a humidifier, get yourself a purifier, and you'll stay healthy all winter long.
Speaking of keeping healthy all winter long, let's talk about the immune support supplements.
Yes.
That even if you don't want to gift it to somebody else, it's a great gift to give to yourself.
Absolutely. In times of stress, the body will go through some specific vitamins and minerals more rapidly than it does outside of times of stress. So one of the challenges in the wintertime is that even though we might not feel stressed, the simple fact of the season is more stressful on the body, if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense, because how many times have you winter or whatnot, you feel fine, but your body is working so hard, and then 2 days later you're like so sick you don't know how to function, and you had no idea.
And it's numerous reasons for that. It's a lot colder, so the body has to work harder. The days are shorter, so there isn't nearly as much sunshine or morning sunlight. So again, go back and listen to that episode. We're stuck indoors more, so it's a lot harder to maintain our mood. We don't get that sunlight, that vitamin D production. So speaking of immune balancing and immune bolstering, let's get into what actually keeps the immune system balanced and strong and able to mount a surveillance attack against invading viruses and bacteria.
Yes.
So number one, hands down, is vitamin D. Vitamin D, I think a lot of people think of vitamin D for bone health.
Yes.
And it absolutely is. But vitamin D is actually a hormone. We call it a vitamin, but it's both a vitamin and a hormone because the body will make vitamin D just in exposure to the sun. That's how important it is. The sun was given to us to help things grow and stay strong. And our own bodies have a chemical reaction to the sun producing vitamin D. So when we don't get vitamin D from our environment. We have to take it or eat it through our food. But in the wintertime, because of the stress, vitamin D also is used to buffer the effects of stress. So your body will go through your vitamin D stores in order to do that. And so you need to not only make up for the lack of vitamin D exposure in the sunlight, but you also need to make up for the additional usage of vitamin D that the body does in the wintertime. So make sure and have your vitamin D levels checked. It's a simple blood test, but I think safely we can tell most people that they need to be taking between 3,000 and 5,000 IUs a day of vitamin D. If you know that you have elevated vitamin D already, do that through the supervision with your healthcare provider, but get some blood work done, know your starting point, and that needs to be something that you make a priority in the wintertime.
Yep, absolutely. And then I think one we all know about just from emergency commercials is vitamin C.
Vitamin C, yeah. Vitamin C is exactly the same. Again, a lot of vitamin C containing foods are not readily available, or we just don't crave them in the wintertime. So we typically get a little bit less vitamin C in our diet. But again, vitamin C is used to buffer the effects of stress. And vitamin C is also a water-soluble vitamin, and so the body doesn't store it. So you need to be getting that either through your diet or supplementation on a daily basis. And so bumping up your vitamin C, you can do that one of two ways. You can either just make it a staple on the daily, or you can have vitamin C where if you are exposed or you know you're going to be in a big group gathering or you hear the flu is going around in your community, you can start taking vitamin C almost as like an emergency immune bolster. So vitamin D and vitamin C are really important. Zinc and magnesium are two minerals.
Yes. Zinc actually is fascinating me lately because besides immunity, I know there's some benefits for hair, nails. I'm super fascinated now a little bit more with zinc as well.
Yeah. So, zinc is kind of making a little cameo in the vitamin and mineral world. Zinc is one of those just foundational minerals that the body needs. But you're right, it is absolutely being highlighted. And so zinc also is a foundational nutrient that is used in the stress process, therefore begins to affect the immune system's ability to launch an attack. So vitamin C and zinc are typically, I think Zicam is probably one of the most common over-the-counter
and
immune.
They both kind of help fight infections too, correct? Right?
Yep. Yeah. The viruses and bacteria, for sure. Okay. They both help the immune system create the cells that the body needs to go and scavenge, to clean up bacteria and viruses before they get out of control.
Cool. Yep. And we touched a little bit about magnesium, but why is it important for immune health?
So magnesium is just important. That is actually the takeaway. It's just incredibly important for over 300 biological processes in the body. There's several forms of magnesium, and so isolating out what is the best form for me to take, or I can't take magnesium because it gives me the scoots, or it upsets my stomach, or
we hear that a lot, actually.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. And the takeaway from that is if you're taking an isolated magnesium, like a magnesium oxide or a magnesium citrate or any of just a single magnesium, you're not going to get the benefits out of the magnesium that you need. There's nowhere in nature where we find just a magnesium citrate, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yep.
And so you need to have a magnesium that has several different forms in it for two reasons. First of all, it's going to negate a lot of any negative side effects that you might feel in the body, because the body's actually going to know what to do with it. It's going to be parceling out those different forms wherever it needs to go. Some are great for the brain, helping you sleep. Some are great for muscles, helping your muscles relax, or for Charlie horses. Some are great for the digestive tract to keep you regular. Some are great for hormone production, some forms. So you need to be taking a multi-form of magnesium. But again, just like with all the other things that we've already talked about, supplement-wise, your body uses more magnesium in times of stress to buffer the effects of stress, so there's not enough left over to give the immune system what it needs to mount a strong attack. And so we'll link in our full script store. We have
favorite magnesium.
Our favorite magnesium. And we have all of our favorites in there. All of everything that we've been talking about. If you are curious what we take and what works for us and what's been vetted. You'll find it in that store. If you have one that you love, or there's one that's been recommended and you stick with it, just make sure you're taking it.
Yes, that's the key, right? Is you have to make sure you're taking it consistently.
Yeah, having it sit in your cabinet
doesn't actually help with anything. Unfortunately,
would that be
right?
ideal?
It'd be so nice.
Man, it's kind of like having a treadmill in your bedroom.
I have one of those in my living room.
Yeah,
just hanging out.
Dusty?
Not quite yet. It hasn't been there quite that long.
Yeah. I wish that you could just have them.
Right.
But then a couple of other ones that I just want to highlight.
This part, I think it's a little bit more exciting too, because we all talk about vitamin D and C. So
yeah, taking a really good probiotic, about 80% of your immune system, and coincidentally enough, your brain health also is in your gut.
Yes.
And so making sure that you have a really healthy microbiome, which is the good bacteria in your gut, will go a long way towards strengthening your immune system and keeping your body strong. So a really good probiotic is vital. Yes. And the other thing about the probiotic is if you have an unhealthy gut, no amount of supplements and good diet is going to give you the benefits you deserve if your digestion is compromised, because your ability to break down those nutrients and absorb them is also going to be compromised. So probiotics are important on two levels as far as immunity goes. It helps with gut health, enhancing the ability for the body to absorb all the other nutrients, specifically the ones we talked about, but also the immune system cells that are actually produced. Some of them actually come out of your gut.
And I would say when you started me on a probiotic, 20 years ago, and I could tell mentally I was so much healthier once I was able to get my gut back into check.
Oh,
and a probiotic was definitely part of that story, right? That's huge.
That is one thing. If you have a really unhealthy gut, you're just never going to get the benefits and you're never going to see the results that you want to see until you get that.
Yes. And then that goes with that. And something that I'm loving currently is castor oil.
Yes. Castor oil, the OG.
Yes, like the OG grandparents.
Yes. So what's your experience with castor oil? Why did you start using it?
I started using castor oil to really help detox my body a little bit more and to help support my liver. So I usually use it as a pack on my liver. So I just do castor oil and some flannel. And so then I put that on my liver with a heat pack and I leave it on for 20, 30 minutes. And it's also so relaxing. I get really good benefit from my liver and my overall health, but also it's just a 20 to 30 minute timeout.
Yeah. Tell me, do you sleep with that on, or is it...
So I have not slept with it on. I usually do it before bed.
Right over the skin.
And do it right over the skin. I know there are people who will sleep with it on. I don't know if I could handle having elastic around me.
Sure.
And sleep.
Well, and I also know, so castor oil has, I don't even know, centuries of use behind it.
Yep.
I think every healing, therapeutic... whether it's Ayurvedic medicine, Chinese medicine, Western medicine that we have currently, I don't know of a single health system that hasn't had a history in castor oil. So I love that it's making a comeback. I love that people are talking about it again. And castor oil is also incredibly good at detoxifying the body, but it's really good for your skin, your hair, and your nails.
Yes.
And if it can give your skin back that youthful glow, just think about what it's doing inside the body.
Right. I do use it on my eyes. I forgot about that. So my eyelashes have grown. But also a few weeks ago, I put it on my shoulder because I had a really sore muscle. And it was the only thing that just helped relax my muscles immediately. Yeah. It's so cool how it just really helps support the whole body.
Yeah, and it really does. So castor oil packs can go a long ways towards reducing inflammation and helping the body detoxify. And anytime those two systems are, your immune system is also going to get a good little boost.
Yeah. So that's just a handful of our favorite. That's actually our top 5 favorite wellness tools and resources that we use on the regular, daily to weekly.
This list is about investing in things that actually make a true marked improvement that you can feel. And those are our top 5 picks: PEMF mat, red light therapy, air purifier, and whole home humidifier going through the season.
Yes. And
then a handful of supplements to help support your overall wellness. But when your overall wellness is supported, your immune system just automatically comes along for the ride and keeps you well.
Yeah, so these are great gifts if you want to give a meaningful and practical. These would be perfect for that, right? I love giving meaningful and practical gifts. No one else wants to clutter. And we're going to go ahead and link our favorites in the show notes so you can see and do some research and do your own shopping as well. Get a head start and reduce some stress on the holiday season.
Yes, whether it's for yourself, a loved one, a family member, a friend, or you have a friend or both, or all of the above.
Yeah.
Or you have a friend that needs ideas. There's something in there for everyone. And then just a heads up, we will link our Full Script store, which has all of our vetted supplements and body support that we use and that we love.
Yep.
And then there's a 10% off for anyone that wants to shop through there as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I think the takeaway from this is just remember that small things done consistently make the biggest difference. And hopefully our little chat today gave you a place to start.
Check out the links and the recommendations in the show notes.
Until next time,
say yes to chocolate and to simple and sustainable wellness.
Woo, woo.
Woo, woo. Thanks for hanging out with us on Say Yes to Chocolate.
If today's episode gave you a win, something to think about, or even just a smile, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, rate, and share it with a friend.
Want more? Join our email newsletter so you don't miss a beat, and come find us on all the social channels at Say Yes to Chocolate Podcast for all the quick hints and tips.
And don't forget, you can always send us your questions or episode ideas. We love hearing from you.
Until next time, keep it simple, stay curious,